Namaskar, hello and a very warm welcome to CIET NCERT's live phone-in interactive program. My name is Tanvi Kurana. In this science class for all the 8th class children, we are here and discussing the topic synthetic fibers and plastics. You all use fibers and plastics at your places, but why is it so important for you to understand these two topics, these two things in particular? You'll get all the answers from our expert. She is here with us. Let me please introduce Miss Swati Bedekar to all of you. Ma'am, a very warm welcome.
Namaste.
Namaskar. Ma'am is the director of VIII Foundation, Gujarat, and she'll be answering all your doubts, all your queries. Just give us a call on our number, which is 8800440559. And if you want, you can also email us your queries. The email ID would be dth.class8@ciet.nic.in. At this moment, you're watching us on eVidya channel number 8 and alongside NCERT Official, that is our YouTube channel. In the live chat box, you can write down your questions, your queries and share them with us. Before we begin this discussion, let me just tell you that we are extremely proud of the fact that India assumed G20 presidency and would convene the G20 Leaders Summit for the first time in the country this year, that is 2023. A nation deeply committed to democracy and multilateralism, India's G20 presidency would be a watershed moment in her history as it seeks to play an important role by finding global pragmatic solutions for the well-being of all, and in doing so manifest its true spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, or should I say the world is one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam also translates to one earth, one family, one future. And that is exactly the theme of this year's India's G20 presidency. So let's begin this conversation, and because this is in continuation to what we did earlier with the same topic, ma'am, would you like to just give us a brief about what we did last time?
Yes. Last time we spoke about synthetic fibers, why there was a need to make synthetic fibers. See, the whole population of the world was growing, and initially all the fabric were generated from farm produce, but as the population grew and it grew beyond where we could complete the needs of the humans on this earth through farm produce, we had to really look for something to prepare in the lab, and that is how synthetic fibers were made. Last time we did a very interesting thing, that we actually prepared a synthetic fiber in front of you here in this class. I hope you all enjoyed that, and that time only I had promised you that in the next session we also would be doing another interesting experiment. And today, when we talk about plastics, which is the extension of the synthetic fibers. Now here you can see so many synthetic fibers, uses of synthetic fibers in the industry. The industry has really flourished with this one vital invention. So many processes have become easier for the mankind because of the invention of synthetic fibers. We use them everywhere, in every need, in every challenge where we need to find a solution to mass consumption, to lift machines, to make roads, practically everywhere. The extension of that was discovery of polymers, or I should say in common language, plastics. Now most plastics, they are made from chemicals that come from petroleum or natural gas, natural oil or coal. Heating these chemicals causes them to break down into molecules. Now, molecules are groups of two or more atoms which are the tiny building blocks of everything. You have learned about atoms and molecules. So, plastic molecule is also made in a similar way. These molecules then join into chains. These chains make up plastics, and that's why plastics are very, very strong, they are long lasting. They are made up of molecules which have very long chains, and it takes a long time to break these chains. And that is how we get items or objects made from plastic also last for a very long time. Now, plastics can either be synthetic or bio-based. Synthetic plastics are derived from crude oil, natural gas or coal, while bio-based plastics come from renewable products such as carbohydrates. I will tell you more about those and the need to work with more and more bioplastics.
Okay. Ma'am, I just have a query here,
Yeah.
that you said that they are going to last for a long time. So, what is
Yes.
the duration of this long time? Days,
Okay.
months, years?
Thousands of years.
Oh,
Plastic bags that we use on and off will be lasting there. We very casually we throw them in the dustbin and then it goes into the garbage
Yeah.
or into the landfills. But do you know they are going to last there minimum 500 to 5000 years. They don't degrade so easily. The better the quality of a plastic, the longer it is its life.
oh,
Otherwise, it would have been okay, but what happens if this plastic gets accumulated on the top layer of the earth? You know, we are losing out on our precious farming land, right? If it gets covered with plastic, then we really are in trouble.
right.
Let's see how the plastics change the world. This is one bad part of it, that it lasts very long. It doesn't degrade faster, but definitely plastics have changed our life drastically. Plastics revolutionized medicine with life-saving devices. If you see around or if you visit a doctor's place, right from the tiny injection that you take to the big instruments, the operating equipments, everything is made from plastics. Like, you know, space travel is possible because of plastic, lightened cars and jets, saving fuel and pollution, and saved lives with helmets. The helmets you wear are also made of plastics. The incubators where tiny babies are kept if they are not really, you know, healthy enough at the time of birth. The equipment for clean drinking water, practically everything you name an event or a need, you will find plastic serving you there.
Okay.
You can see in the photographs, there are so many innumerable plastic equipments which are there and which are our life savers also.
Right.
Only one thing, that in our day-to-day life, right from the morning, we get up, we use a toothbrush, right, which is made of plastic.
Right.
The toothpaste is made of plastic, the box of that, container of that. From there you will see in the pictures, everything is made of plastics. And so much of plastic is used in our lives. That's what is the problem for us. We have forgotten to use sustainable or organic things. Like, you know, we eat in plastic plates, our containers are made of plastics. Earlier, that used to be, you know, organic things, like we would eat on a banana leaf, or we would put our things in a mud pot.
Right.
Now everything, practically everything is that of plastic. And well, the plasticity makes it possible for plastics to be molded, extruded or pressed into solid objects of various shapes. So you can practically make anything from that. This adaptability plus a wide range of other properties such as being lightweight, durable, flexible and inexpensive to produce has led to its widespread use. Plastics typically are made through human industrial systems. you can see almost everything that we use during the day is listed out in those pictures.
Right. So if plastics have changed our lifestyle in such a positive manner, they are not expensive and they are easy to carry, everything is positive, then why are there campaigns for ban the plastic, no more use of plastic, don't use single-use plastic? Why so?
Okay. Now, number one, I told you, plastics do not degrade. That is the biggest disadvantage of plastic. But another thing, plastic becomes completely resistant, such as I will just show you. There is a plastic glass in my hand,
Right.
and you can see through it, but it resists. It cannot, nothing can pass through it, no liquid, no water, no air. So if this plastic rises on this earth and suppose it comes on like in front of your nose, front of your mouth, then probably you cannot eat, probably you cannot breathe, and it can actually disrupt your hearing, breathing, all kinds of processes. And this one thing, if we just allow the plastic to grow beyond our capacity to control it, then, well, one day we might just have the top layer of earth filled with plastic. Suppose there is a top layer of soil and there is plastic on that. You might have heard farmers use a mulching sheet which is made of plastic. And why do farmers use it? To cut off the sunlight from the soil. So whatever water is there in the soil should not be evaporated. Okay, but then that can also stop the sunlight for that tiny plant forever, or that might just, if that plastic mulching sheet has holes made in it from where the plants can grow, but if there are no such holes and the topsoil is completely covered with plastic, then how will the plants grow? And if the plants grow, what do we eat? What do animals eat? What do they graze on? So these are some very simple things that are coming to my mind, which I am trying to explain to you.
Okay.
But so far what has happened, all the polymers or plastic molecules that have been made are made in the laboratory, and the entire molecule is made from inorganic compounds.
Okay.
Inorganic means something that is man-made.
All right.
But if you try and make a bioplastic, you know what will happen. There is a component which is coming from the nature, and that is where this long chain of plastic molecule or the polymer becomes weak and it gets easily broken there, and that's what makes bioplastic degradable. Plastic is non-degradable as long it comes in, it has that long chain of hydrocarbons, a solid molecule which cannot degrade. But if you break it down from some point, then its degradation might start and will be much faster. So these days the entire research is being focused on searching for these bioplastics, where a polymer chain is attached to some natural component, so at some place, and that is how we can make these plastic molecules smaller, so they degrade in time and do not completely deteriorate our earth. Now is the time for my promise. Let us understand how a plastic can be made. You can also make it in your house. You don't really need a laboratory, because we will be making a simple flexible plastic molecule. I am also making it in a plastic glass like this. I have here thermocol sheet or polystyrene sheet. I am just breaking it into tiny pieces and filling the glass up with that. Here is a solvent. Solvent, water is also a solvent, but you will never find this thermocol sheet getting dissolved in water. So, this is inorganic solvent. This is called acetone. Commonly all of you use it to remove the nail paint that you put on, because that too is made of polymer. So, to remove that you need a solvent like this. So, the same solvent I am putting on this, and you will find in some time it is going to disappear. This thermocol, what we say that it is going to last forever. You know, these days, initially from this thermocol, we used to make plates and glasses and use them for eating, and nowadays it is banned. We don't make it.
It's dissolving on its own.
See, it is getting dissolved on its own. You can see it yourself. And we'll keep on adding it till it gets dissolved completely. In no time, in few minutes, it's got dissolved. Just see, I'm adding some more, and in small short time, there is a very little solvent I have added to this, but all of it is going to go in. Let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
And a time will come that there will be a saturated solution. There will be no more place in the solvent to dissolve more of this thermocol, and that will be the exact time we can say our plastic will be made. It's almost, we are almost there. What was in the form of a sheet and what was getting, I will take it out for you. I can use my hands. Now, this thermocol was something like this, right, in certain form, but what we have made from that is something that is flexible, something like a chewing gum, right, and you can actually give it any other form.
Any shape.
We just trade any shape. Yeah, if we had some molds here, we could have put it in a mold and given it a shape. You want to try putting some more? Let's see how much time it takes to create another strand of.
So, is it just acetone which is used to
acetone,
make
which is, yeah. Right now I am using acetone. Okay. There are different solvents, okay, chemical solvents, which can do this, but this is something children can, you know, procure it, right, easily. Now just see our plastic, a long chain, and it's flexible, it's strong. You know, if we decide to pull it and prepare a rope from it, let's try and do that. If we just decide to spin it, and you know, these days, okay,
yeah,
can you see now?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, this will be an absolutely strong rope, with which probably if we just attach it to some mechanical instrument, you will be able to lift something with it. You can try and pull it. Yeah.
This is strong.
Yes. This will get stretched because it's elastic in nature, but this is strong. It's not breaking so easily.
No, it's not.
So you have prepared your own plastic right here, okay, in front of you. We have made this plastic. Whatever we had added, see, the second batch is also being made, and only little. There are few ml, almost 5 to 10 ml of solvent we have used, but this keeps the capacity to dissolve such a big piece of thermocol.
Absolutely.
So, learn, children, do learn the basics of how a plastic molecule is made, and then what my hope from you is, you will be the ones to discover more and more bioplastics. Plastics are necessary for us for our lives. They have made our lives so easy, comfortable, and yes, they have given us many life-saving devices. But overuse of plastic is definitely wrong, and so please do study plastics, discover more and more bioplastics to save our Mother Earth.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Like we say
Thank
that
you.
excess of everything is bad, and
Yeah.
this quote goes with plastics
Yeah.
appropriately. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us. It was
Thank
a
you.
lovely experiment, and students, I think, can do it at their own place
Yeah.
and enjoy this entire experiment. Thank you so much for
Thank
giving
you.
us your time today. Thank you to all the viewers for being a part of this program. I really hope that you enjoyed and you learned that how one can make plastics. And plastics, the overuse of it is definitely not good, but up to a certain extent, because we use it in our daily lives for each and everything. We are kind of dependent on it. So, of course, some of it is okay to use. So thank you so much. Please be here. Our upcoming next program is a maths class for all the 8th class children. The topic of discussion would be cube and cube roots part 1. Please raise your questions, and before leaving, just want to tell you that you can buy NCERT books very soon, and they are available throughout the country for this new academic session 2023-2024. Information regarding this we keep on repeating with each and every program of ours, so that you don't miss buying these textbooks. Information is being written on your screens in the form of ticker as well. Please give it a read and buy your books as soon as you can. Thank you so much. I'll take a leave of you. Have a good day ahead. Namaskar.